I was planning on doing a Zoom on my other laptop.
Okay.
So we couldn't get it going. So we sent it over here and it hopped on here. This is my husband, Ron.
Hi, Dennis.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey,
Good.
thanks for even taking the time to chat with me. I didn't realize you were such a big wig.
A big wig? I have no hair. I don't even have a wig. How can I be a big wig?
Well, we see you all over Facebook.
Yeah, you're like, and from what I can gather, it looks like you're doing some pretty good stuff.
I'm doing the best I can.
What are you exactly doing? I saw an interview you had with, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, to like train other people how to do this themselves.
With Marco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you were talking to a guy from India.
Oh, shoot. Lots of people from India and Pakistan. And I have 1 million followers just from Pakistan.
Yeah, I know. I can't even.
Maybe Rihan Alawala or Vivek or Gava.
Oh, actually, I couldn't even tell you, but.
Their names they all sound the same. Hard to pronounce.
So, you know, when I sent you that message, I was just so frustrated and like at the end of my ropes for what's going on. Just to give you a tiny brief history, I know you probably don't have a lot of time. Ron and I started a business 20 years ago. We started it from scratch and we did it ourselves. We built it up to an incredible company. This was in the state of Illinois.
Okay.
We sold our business, did really well with that. And we decided we wanted to start another business. We moved out here to Arizona and we want to start another business and build it up and do the same things.
Mm-hmm.
We always kept really good records of what we did and how we did it, the procedures, the phone calls, the follow-ups. So just about anyone could do it as well. Like
I love that. To help other people based on your example. Yeah.
Right. And we did share it with people and we helped one of our employees do a business. Mm-hmm. And we love doing that. We love to give back. We love the whole aspect of business. From when we started 20 years ago, the whole marketing thing was a lot different. Right now, so much more of it is online.
Yeah. Let me jump in. So that business was mud jacking, concrete raising in Illinois.
It was a home service.
So it was home services. And we were kind of right. Well, it wasn't 20 years ago. 20 years ago, it was a different company. And then about 10 years ago, it switched into mud jacking. So really, that was only 10, 12 years ago. But we did some print advertising, the RSVP that goes out in the mailers, and then we did some Facebook ads, and we did a few Google AdWords. We
did networking, we did home shows, we tried it all. We hung door hangers. We did what we needed to do to get recognized and to build our brand, and it worked. And
so we came out to Arizona and we bought a small turf company that installs artificial turf and landscaping. Putting beans and stuff, thinking we would just do the same thing again, just grow it and sell it. Well, we're just not getting any traction. We're not getting anywhere. The previous owner was very sloppy and not very organized. So
the company did okay, but there was plenty enough room to grow, and that's why we bought it. He didn't even have a Facebook page. His information on his business profile wasn't correct. He didn't even try and he was making money, but not a ton, but he was making money. So we thought if we actually tried, we could build this up and build it up kind of quickly. Well, this led us into online marketing. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I just don't have a lot of good feelings about social media marketing. There are so many companies, as you know, that don't do what they say they're going to do. And you can really get caught in a trap. And Ron hired a company. I would not have done that. I'm just saying. Well, Ron hired a company and they're not doing what they said they should be doing. And it's costing us a lot of money. Just starting this company off, we can't even afford to waste $2,000,
we don't want to. We have some money, but it's like, you don't want to just keep throwing.
Nobody has money to waste. Doesn't matter how much money you have.
Yeah.
I have billionaire friends. They're not going to waste money.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess I just wanted to, I told you a little bit what was going on, and I just wanted to see what you thought about all this and maybe
Mhm.
if you give us some advice on what we could do.
Happy to. I think, I mean, I've done this thousands of times. This is a groundhog day for me. I see the situation over and over and over. And what we'll do in just a few minutes is just look at your data. And you'll have questions. I'll explain what these things mean. And it's just like going to a real doctor with an X-ray and an MRI. I'm going to scan it and show you everything. Literally takes a couple minutes to do the whole thing. And then, the witch doctors or the other agencies, they don't know what they're doing because they are salespeople. And like when you go buy a car, the salespeople in the showroom wearing a tie versus the mechanics like me that actually do this thing.
Well,
so they're not lying to you. I mean, well, actually, this one is lying to you for sure. He's gotten himself in trouble.
You know who we're with, right?
Yeah, I think I know who it is.
Okay.
Okay, but wait, besides that, like, how is Marco involved in this? Because that's part of his, is he still owner of that company, Service Legends? I mean,
He is, but the other owner is being super, super unethical and doing illegal things. And basically kicked Marco out, but even though Marco is an owner.
The reason I hired them wanted to go that route is when I sold my business in Illinois and I came here, I was considering businesses to start from scratch or buy. And I considered concrete coatings. And I just decided against that. But in part of my process of researching, I came across Cardinal Concrete Coatings and was like, okay, this company's really kicking ass.
No, they're losing money.
Well,
They pretend that they're succeeding, but they're not.
they're doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
So they're doing a lot of business. So yes, I could see that they could possibly be losing money. That wouldn't surprise me just because I know how business works. But that's kind of my specialty, is more like you're good at marketing. I'm good at putting the systems in place to make a company profitable and do well that way. But I mean, they've grown. They've gone from zero to whatever they're at, and I know this year's down for everybody. But so that's how I came across Service Legend. And Ryan, we're a Christian family, and Ryan speaks about his Christian values in some of his marketing stuff or some of the stuff. So I'm like, okay. I mean, if you really are a Christian, you be very careful about doing that and not backing it up, So we haven't been with them super long, but it's like no results at all.
well, we'll give him a peek at that.
I did some research if you want to see what happened at Service Legend.
Well, let me ask you this. I know what you're doing. I mean, I kind of know what you're doing. You're really trying to make a difference in all this. And I don't want to say expose the bad guys, but help guys like us be able to tell the difference. I mean, do you have services that you can offer us? You're not doing this.
We have one-off services to help you own your own marketing, to get you set up. So it's not charge you $3,000 a month forever. It's charge you one time to get it fixed, and then you own it. And then you hire a virtual assistant from Pakistan or the Philippines, or maybe some local high school student or somebody to operate it. There's the building of it, and then there's the ongoing maintenance of it.
Okay, that's interesting. Is that I've never heard of that business model. Is that a good business model for you guys to be profitable? And
it is if you have no sales cost and you run low margins and you don't have any overhead.
You just work from your computer.
Yeah, because it's the current digital marketing model, because it's so sales focused, and the people that run these businesses are salespeople. They don't understand operations. They're ineffective in their marketing. They don't deliver. And as you said, Ron, it's just operations. It's making sure that we're reliably and competently getting the work done. And most agency owners, they've never managed teams of people. So that's great once you have one or two clients. Maybe you started your own home services company, but now you've got a team or you've got, 100 clients and you've never run a team before. How are you going to manage that? Then you're hiring people randomly. It becomes a disaster. And meanwhile, it looks like you're spending money because you think any gross revenue that comes in is profit. So you start living luxuriously, and now you spent all the money and you can't afford to hire any people because you've got this big lifestyle to pay for now, which is a common entrepreneur mistake. So we have zero over. It's like these nonprofits you see where, if you donate, only a penny of every dollar goes to that starving child in Africa.
Yeah.
And for us, every penny, we are technically a C Corp, but we're really a nonprofit. I've never made any money for the last 30 years. I've lost millions of dollars because I want to create jobs, because I want to create transparency in the industry. I retired 20 years ago. I was one of the first people at Yahoo. And so every dollar we make goes into training, into creating jobs. I don't need any. I don't want your money. I don't care.
Okay, then we won't
Desperate.
get to you. Will you help us?
Well, I haven't even
Pay
showed
it
you your
forward.
data.
We'll help people too.
I haven't even showed you your data yet.
Well, I've seen my data, but go ahead.
I want Ron to see it, and I want you to be informed. I don't want you to think, oh, well, Dennis seems like a trustworthy guy. He's also a Christian and believer, so we're just going to give him money because he's a believer too. A lot of people are
I'm not
using
allowed
that as
to
a
make
marketing
decisions
technique.
like that anymore in marketing.
My thing with Service Legend was, I mean, you could see my point. And Cardinal Concrete went from 0 to, if I'm to believe that, but I know they've got 3 crews out there,
Right.
and they're busy. You know, they were busy. I don't know how busy they are right now, but so it all made sense to me to give it a shot. Anyways, so
That's what a lot of people have said.
yeah.
All
So
right, let's see what you got.
let's look at your data, and then you tell me what you think. Okay. Okay. So Jane, I looked you up, and I see you've got a bunch of these other businesses.
What's our
But
other
the AZGrassman's the main one you want to look at.
The concrete raising business is the one we sold.
Okay.
And there was no professional on there. That's when I was learning about Facebook and stuff.
Well, this site that you put together is actually more powerful than AZGrassman,
I know.
SEO standpoint.
Yeah.
Now, there's a bunch of these stats here, and I'll explain what any of them mean in more detail if you want. But basically, no SEO has been done.
I know. There's no tags. There's one mistake I may have made was when we bought the company. I know Final Web, and I help other people put up websites because I know their template.
Yeah, this here.
And yeah, I love these things that people do. They've never paid me any money. I've just helped them.
Most of those are, well,
there's more than that.
nonprofit,
But
charity things.
so I knew enough to run Final Web. But when we bought the company, it was hooked up with someone that they were paying I don't know, they were paying a fee every month for. And I knew Final Web, so I just wanted to move it over.
Yeah.
I know the website needs plenty of work. I mean, I know that. And that would be a good reference I would like to hire someone to get in there and do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Do I need to? I know what he was going to say.
You don't know what he's going to say.
Yeah, my website is a disaster.
Oh, okay. You're being defensive. I see.
It's not a disaster for the reasons you believe. It is a disaster, but not for the reasons you believe.
Is there someone I can hire that I could trust to get in there and do what they're supposed to do? And
Yeah. You can piecemeal any of these. You can go to Upwork and hire someone for $350 to do this.
Upwork,
Or anywhere between $200 and maybe $500 one time to fix it for you. So here's one. This is one I put out there just a couple days ago, and it's the same thing as we'd have for you. This is a different business. Now, this one's an IV therapy business, okay? And her business was a disaster. And we said, we want to be on WordPress, and we need to have certain things in a certain way. Just copy, not straight up completely copy, but basically copy this one that's doing really well. And we're going to rehost on WP Engine. And here's some other things that we need to have. And you can see that all these people have come in, and you can see their rate. Like this guy obviously declined him. He's never made any money. He has no ratings. This guy, no experience. This guy's made $48. Nope. This guy's made $100,000, 93% job success. Probably talk to him. This one's even better. He's bidding $120 to do the work. Greg. So we'll probably have a little call saying, hey, Greg, let's just chat for 5 minutes. Let's see, can you really do this thing? Right? So there's all these people that are hungry in a good, I don't mean starving Africa hungry. I mean, hungry as in they want to do great work for it. This guy's bidding $450. He's made $50K, 95% success. This guy's made $1 million from India. Okay. And you can see these ones here, we haven't hired anybody, but you can see there's a ton of these people, and we pay them one time to get the work done. Just like you want to do a new floor, you pay one time. You don't pay $2,000 a month for your floor, do you?
No, exactly.
But you need to hire someone who's competent. So like one of these random guys, like this one, let's just say, he says, hey, I've looked at your sites and, I've done this other one for this energy company. Like, I don't know, we'll look at this one and see if it's relevant or not. And you can see my portfolio. I quoted a lower price. Maybe you'll hire me. If you haven't built websites before, I'm a search engine engineer, so I know. Then how do I know whether this guy's any good or not?
Because he made $0.
And even if I just look at the reviews, that isn't necessarily, it's one thing to look at. But I still need to make sure that he's the one who's competent, because maybe he's got like 3 other people and they're not competent and he was competent. And I want this guy to be the one who works on my thing. Right. See, this guy looks like a little bit better. He's like, okay, here's the process and do a video. Like, oh, that's actually a really good question. No, we don't have a video, and that is important for the homepage. Right. But have you done anything similar? No, he's not. Right. I literally just logged in to see our team is coming in and hiring and doing all that kind of stuff. But this is how you hire people. And then you could hire someone on an ongoing basis full time for $500 a month, which is $3 an hour. There's 2 million virtual assistants on this site. This is the world's largest, started by my friend John Jonas. He says, why does they come? But he's got, you can see all these people are coming in. And all of these ones that say content or Beaver are ones that would run your marketing for you. And this one, for example, they all have 3 names for some reason in the Philippines. What does she want? She wants $1,500 a month, basically. Well, she better be pretty dang good for $1,500 a month. This is full time. In other countries, that's actually a lot of money. This is a lot of money, $1,400 a month.
Yeah.
We don't need to be full time.
There's all this stuff about her. And so you can, evaluate her and all this. And we have a whole process. There's a 6-stage process they go through to qualify and show they actually have the skills by doing the work and earning the badge. We have 137 courses in our academy that are for virtual assistants, for business owners, and for agencies. There's a course on how do you manage your agency. There's a course on all kinds of stuff, build a personal brand, auditing, like what we're doing, building courses. We have so many courses. Dollar a Day, the most famous one we have. We spent $1 billion using this technique. Digital plumbing, which is the tracking and whatnot. Like there's every one of these things. Like if you want to be a virtual assistant and you're from the Philippines or Pakistan and you want to implement digital plumbing for home service businesses, you have to come through and demonstrate. You can go through this, get 80% on the quiz, complete the exercises, and then we give you a sample project to work on with someone else senior supervising you, like an apprentice model.
This is one of your businesses that you use to.
So we run everyone through this training. I don't care how many years of experience you have. I don't care whatever, you have to get qualified. I don't care how amazing you think you are. I don't care who you know. You have to go through and get qualified. Pass the quiz at the end, do the exercises, and then our team decides. If you can't pass, that you can't pass.
All right. So what are you saying for us? Is this?
So let's look at your data. We haven't had a chance to really look at your data yet. Okay. Because you've told me how frustrated you are, and I understand, but I want you to look at your data first. So you have a domain rating of 2 out of 100, basically 0. Domain rating is a measure of trust. Think of it as like votes. Every other site that links to you, these 156 pages that link to you, all pass a certain amount of trust. Think of it as like, one vote could be worth like a sip of juice and another vote could be like a gallon. Or it could be the ocean, like you get a link from CNN,
Let me ask you this, because I did rank checker.
Okay.
And, you don't know what you should grab and check your stuff with, like, because that could be a problem. But
Right.
It looked like rank checker was okay. And I got a score of 1. That was a couple of days ago. So I moved up.
Yes. Well, imagine you took a test and you scored a 1 or you scored a 2 out of 100. That's still a fail.
Oh, I know. I would like to go back to see what the website ranked before I moved it.
We can look at that, but it doesn't matter because there were no rankings. Yeah, you were 0.6. You were not even 1.
Oh, before?
And you're at a 2.
You mean before we moved it or before?
In the last
Like 6 months ago.
6 months or so. Yeah, we can go back further if you want. It doesn't matter. It's been a zero the whole time. It doesn't matter. It's a zero the whole time.
Because I think we switched it over in May or June. So this is from before then, we were two.
There never was any power on this website, and this website never got any traffic.
Even before I moved it?
Right.
Changed it?
Yeah,
Wow.
very little. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, well, that makes me feel better that I didn't
But you
ruin it.
can, well, you've been at zero. You're still at zero. Nothing has happened on the SEO side conclusively. Yeah. So these links are weak. These links are just like directory kinds of links, and they're from fake auto-generated blogs. So here, this Parents Coalition, Montgomery County.blogspot, has an article, Artificial Turf Made in Calhoun, Georgia. This Montgomery County, I don't think that's anywhere near where you are. And Super Pages is a directory from anyway, these like Yellow Pages, these are all like, phone companies ran the Yellow Pages, Super Media Yellow Page stuff. So like nothing here carries any sort of weight or any sort of power. What you'd have, 80% of SEO, 80% of SEO, this is something you need to know, comes from generating links from local businesses that that link to you, or from other companies that are already authoritative in artificial turf that link to you.
Okay.
In other words, you need to know people in your city or in your industry to be able to link to you, to have relevance. It is not a technical thing based on Final Web or somebody in Pakistan doing whatever with whatever tool, rank checker, whatever, doesn't matter. You need to build links. Oh, hang on. I'm going to be right back. I think that's my Costco delivery.
Go. Yeah, he said he was recording it. That's okay.
Yeah, right there.
All right. So here's the basic summary. You cannot do SEO. Ranking on search results is the result of building relationships with other people and generating content where they link to you. I have a site that has 1 million visitors a month. It's the #1 free ebook site on the internet. And it's because other people link to it because it's a great site for ebooks, right? And it's a DR74. This one here, 74. I have 4.5 million links coming in that are relevant, right? And so I rank on tons of keywords and I get a ton of traffic. If you Google me, for example, this is what pops up. This is called a knowledge panel. And it's all these things, what's the $A strategy? Who's the CEO Blitz metrics? There's my site. There's my social profiles. If you look at my personal blog, thank you. It's got a domain rating of 41. And here's the links that are coming in. So you're going to see like when I'm on the media, like these are relevant. Social Media Examiner. This is the #1 site for learning how to do social media. This is Keep. Not that far from you. They're in Chandler, but they're one of the top marketing automation companies. And it's an article I wrote. How much do Facebook ads cost? It's a DR83. It passes juice to me. It gets a lot of traffic and it ranks on a lot of keywords. And so I have thousands of these articles. This was one of the top articles in technology in the year 2009 on how spam operates. DR92, it's a major news site. Ranks on a ton of stuff, right? Look at all of these. These are great sites. These are all legitimate sites. I linked to it from one of the agencies I have. Here's one on 30 ways that people cheat you. You've been cheated several of these ways. And here's one from a university professor. We have a program where in 700 universities where these kids are implementing our program by adopting local businesses and running $1 a day and running these student agencies using our techniques, which is great. Here's other agencies that are saying, we get coached by Dennis and we use his techniques, the 3x3 grid and all this. And this is a reputable agency. So this goes on and on and on. This is nothing. There's Social Media Examiner. Learn local SEO. This is where people go to learn local SEO. What a surprise. And I've got articles there. So you can see this. There's nothing magic about what's going on here. I'm actually sharing my expertise and people are writing about it, right? That's what SEO is. This is what SEO is. It's getting all these people to link to you. You don't have any of that here.
I know that seems like it.
Look at the links you have here. Any of these ones, right?
I know.
Shopping sports. What is this? Accessproof.co, golf, Scarborough, the community. What does this have to do with artificial turf?
How did that link get there?
Either it just was a spam auto-created link or someone thought they were doing SEO, or Ryan doesn't know how to do SEO. He's always wanted to hire someone to do SEO. There's no SEO in-house. The only person who would be Marco.
No, we didn't hire them to do any SEO.
Thank God.
Anyway, there's no SEO being done because it doesn't rank on anything. Actually, it does rank on a few things. It ranks on a few words. It ranks on this. This one's got 30 searches a month, position 10. Artificial turf for dogs, Phoenix, Arizona, which has all these have keyword difficulty of 0 or 1. And it's very, very easy to rank on any of these terms.
Okay, say, what can we do to turn this around right now? I mean, is this a service you're offering? Like, can we hire you the same way we hired them, but
You don't want to hire anybody the same way you hired someone else or Service Legend. Don't do that.
Yeah, it would be great.
You can if you got money to burn. Like if you're 3 million plus, like if you're, $250,000 a month MRR, then you can pay $3,000 to $5,000 for an agency.
So
But
what do you say?
What are we to
This
do?
all seems like very long-term stuff. Like,
yeah, the short-term thing is you run ads, but you said you ran ads. I can't even find your ads. You spent $800 and you got one lead and it wasn't any good. So if someone like Marco were to spend a couple hours and set up your ads, they would probably produce.
well, wasn't Marco
Wasn't he doing that over there?
there was another guy over there, Arturo maybe,
Who knows what the names of all the different people are?
but
I mean, Marco was part of that
is what we
company.
hired. That is what we hired Service Legend to do, was run our Facebook ads.
No, you hired Service
hired.
Legend.
Okay, but then if someone's running your ads, they should be watching it on top of it. Usually at any agency, there's maybe 1 or 2 people that know how to do what they're doing, and everyone else is junior or brand new or something like that. So there's not enough senior people to go around. That's just how it is in any industry. And this is being nice because I don't think there's anyone that knows Facebook ads at Service Legend, as far as I know, because it was Marco that was overseeing the thing. But whoever's doing your ads, they should be accountable. They should be sending you reports. If it's not working, they shouldn't be waiting for you to complain, right? They should be saying, hey, we're making adjustments. Hey, there's all the things that you can do to optimize ads.
All right, so what do we do right now? Right now, what would you
You
suggest?
you should already have been calling up Service Legend saying, I'm frustrated. Talk to your account manager. The account manager is a CSR. They don't know how to run ads. They're just,
No,
Well, I tell you what,
at the restaurant.
we did, and I actually had Ron put a stop payment on his credit card.
Okay.
And somehow they got around it and charged us again for another month, but.
Okay, tell them you're going to charge them back and you're unhappy. But did you not at least have if I was your agency, I would have, and you complained, and all agencies have operational mistakes. People fall through the cracks. I would have said, if we failed, I would say, I'm so sorry. I'm going to put my senior person on it. We're going to fix it. We're not going to charge you for this month because that just wouldn't be fair. And we're not going to charge you until we're generating leads, and they're good leads and they turn into jobs.
Right. Well,
And
I
I'm
did
going to
do-
make sure we keep on it and tell you what's going on. So that way you're not in the dark, right?
Well, I did do a history, and it did look as if they went in to start them the first couple of days.
Okay.
And then all the history was me after that.
Oh, so you know how to go in and look at the change history. Very good.
Well, I picked that up from you guys, and I appreciate you guys sharing that. I think Marco may have shared that.
Okay.
So.
So no one's been watching.
Right.
So of course,
And
nothing's happening if no one's watching.
so I really wanted to, stop it. I was like nervous. They're going to know that I know what's up. And so. only
No,
this
they
night-
don't know. They don't have any of that kind of monitoring in place.
Well, we put a stop payment on the credit card because they weren't going in there. And then the 2 ads that they did make, I didn't realize the second one had a spelling error in it too. But I showed you a picture of the first ad, didn't
They
I?
did. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. They can't charge me that much money for that.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. And then when I saw your text and I took a good look at the other one, because I thought that ad may have been a little decent looking.
Mhm.
And there's a misspelling in that too. I mean, I don't want anything to do with them now. And I
You tell them you want a refund of that latest charge that somehow went through, and then you want a refund of the previous one.
yeah, but did you know that you have to pay $500 to not let them charge you anymore?
let's not talk about that. Let's talk about
Well,
what we
but
Okay,
did.
don't worry about that. It's not their rules, it's your rules. You say, I don't care what it says in there, you're going to give me my money back. And if not, I'm going to charge you back. That's it. And they will Do that. Just do that. I promise you it'll work.
Okay, there's 2 points to this whole conversation, even contacting you. One, how to get my money back. So that's why I just wrote that little note.
Good. That's easy to solve. You say, give me all my money back. Otherwise, I'm going to charge back on you.
Well, how do you charge back? How you can't.
You go to the credit card and say, this is not valid.
Okay.
And besides, listen, Ron, Jane, you telling them, you threatening that you're going to charge back, they'll relent unless they don't have any money. But I think Ryan hasn't spent all the money. There should be some money still left in the company. All the clients are leaving like crazy. So get your money now before there's nothing left.
So Dennis, so Cardinal Concrete Coatings was a brand new company 3 years ago, say brand new.
Right.
This AZGrassman has been around for 15 years.
Right.
And he was an older guy when we bought it a few months ago. He was 68, I believe, or 69 years old. Not, didn't really care too much. He did some business, whatever. So we thought, okay, we can grow it. So a year ago or so, I had a company that I was working for another company. And I had a few customers that would ask me for concrete coating companies. And I was kind of involved, my concrete raising business, we were involved with concrete. We worked closely with concrete coating companies. So I know quite a bit about that business.
Yeah.
So I was helping my customers find concrete coating companies. And Cardinal Concrete Coatings dominated. I mean, everywhere I went, their name came up. So that's whose name I was giving out to my customers. So my question is, how did they do that with all those links? Is it because they joined associations? They joined the Painters Association?
It's because they did things that the agencies don't do, which is they built relationships in their town.
So Ryan is knowledgeable. He just doesn't have time to do.
Ryan's knowledgeable. Yeah. And then his parents were doing it, and, they had their scuffle and then tried to sell to Tommy Mello, and that all fell apart. But their operations weren't very strong, but it was all about sales and marketing, and Ryan out there building relationships and speaking at the conferences. And, being in Phoenix certainly makes a lot of sense. He lives in Phoenix, but just because he was successful, and I get it, Ron, I hear this all the time. Oh, but so-and-so was successful at this other business, so we're going to hire him. Yes, but but Ryan is not driving sales and marketing. He doesn't live in Fountain Hills. The work is being done by other people in the agency that aren't Ryan doing sales and marketing.
Okay, I got you. So what
Plus the Cardinal was always first priority of all the clients. So a lot of the clients didn't get attention because Ryan would divert all the resources in the Cardinal. Even then, and that pissed off Marco, because Marco's like, hey, I don't own Cardinal. Why are we diverting all these resources over there? That's not fair.
Okay. Yeah, you answered my question. I see how that happened.
So the second part of my thoughts are, it's very hard to trust somebody.
You don't need to trust somebody. You always go by the data, and trust should be based on the data. It should be based on proven experience. It should be based on transparency. It should be because the actual people who are working on your account have the expertise, not because you heard the story of, Cardinal or something.
Okay, so say we hired you.
Yeah.
Okay? We hired you. You have a company and you could do this for us. You could set us up with the right people, hire the right people to do each aspect of the sales process.
Yep.
What does that look like?
Yeah, like
90 days. In 90 days, we want you to own your own marketing. And it's a coaching program where we will help you fix your website. Folks like Marco or me will help rebuild your Google and Facebook ads. We're driving everything to a result. So the 90 days is to get control. There's some coaching involved so that you understand a lot of these marketing concepts, so you can hold us and anyone else accountable.
Okay, but all right. So I don't know how many customers they have. An agency, say they have, you're pretty popular right now. You're all over the place. How many customers do you have? How on God's earth are you going to be able to work on my stuff?
Because there are a lot of Marcos out there, and I coach them, and I make sure that they're doing things the right way. And we have an army of virtual assistants that do this work. Everything that we talk about is governed by SOPs.
What if I wanted you to do it?
Now, is Marco coming to work with you or for you?
No, this is Marco's company. I advise Marco's company.
You're advising Marco. So are you here on behalf of Marco's new company? Or are you
anyone that wants an audit? I'm happy to give them a quick audit, right? Normally it takes me a couple minutes, but you guys want to talk about all this other stuff. But the actual audit takes a couple minutes. And then if you have an audit and you see the things that are broken, and there's a checklist of these things that are broken and where things are wrong, you can go through our training and go fix it yourself. Or you can have us get it all fixed up. And then on an ongoing basis, you have a virtual assistant handle it, or you just pay us $500 a month, the ongoing maintenance and making sure, looking at the ad account and all this. But there's a lot of things that aren't working very well. And even the SEO is not even graded properly. But I believe that the digital marketing industry is not, I know that it's slanted towards salespeople that will say whatever, and their whole focus, like the Ryans of the world, it's not that they're trying to lie, but in this case, he is lying because he knows he's not. There's lying incompetently, and then there's lying like intentionally, like you're lying. And
Okay, one more question.
it should be. I just tell you, it should be, the whole industry should be a one-time setup fee, and then
it is awful when you scroll Facebook and you see all the. It's disgusting. You were kind of refreshing voice in the storm, because it's just like, it's awful.
All right. What are your thoughts on AI? How is that going to take over marketing? I mean,
AI is not taking over marketing. It creates more efficiency.
But say if I go, say we're going to go with you and I am going to learn, and I get like that. I get focused on stuff and I will learn it. If that material is there, I will learn it.
Good. We have courses on how to do that. So I'm an artificial turf company in Fountain Hills, Arizona.
Is this AI?
Write me a location service page. Write me several location service pages on what you think are the most popular categories, such as, putting greens, artificial lawns, and the most popular search results. My goal is to drive more traffic from Google searches. Okay. And it'll write the pages for you. So to your question, Jane, here it is. It's writing your content. It's not plagiarized content. It's making this up for you, right? Each of these pages. But then you have to put in pictures. You have to put in all these other things. So it's not purely AI. It can't be purely fabricated like this.
Oh my.
Right. This is AI. Okay.
What website is this?
This is one of many tools. We can go down this rabbit hole. We have training on how to do all this. This one's called ChatGPT, but you can just as easily go to Bard. Google has an AI tool. And let's say watch this. You're Dennis Yu, and an artificial turf company. Now this is Google. Okay. It's slightly different. Turf company in Fountain Hills, Arizona. I want to apply the $1 a day strategy. This is the thing I'm famous for, to drive me more business. How would I do this? And give me a number from 1 to 10.
3.
What are the 3 first steps I should take? If you haven't seen this, it looks like you'll feel like it's this Hollywood, the Matrix, the robots are going to kill everybody because it's so smart. And here it is. Right?
Are they?
No, it's just the movies would do that. Okay. And then you talk to it. You could say, I'm frustrated with my digital marketing company.
It's going to come back and say, are you a
I don't know. They're not driving me sales, and I can't, and I don't want to keep paying them $2,000 a month for nothing. What should I do? This is exactly what I told you. Talk to them, look at someone else to get an audit and then do it yourself.
Oh my goodness.
This is exactly what I told you. You don't need, look, Ron and Jane, you don't need to talk to me. The AI already has read every article, every book, every video that I produced. It even knows it better than me because I'm like, oh yeah, I did write that article. Oh yeah, I did that. I did say that one time. It knows.
So with your company, I would have access to do stuff like this?
Oh yeah, we have all the trading. Who is Dennis Yu? Yeah. See all this? It goes on and on and on, right? And who is Jane VanOost? Is it OOST?
Yeah.
Like that? Okay. Who's Jane VanOost? Then know who you are. Okay.
Try me, Ron.
Who is Ron VanOost? I'm on a podcast in 4 minutes.
Okay. Can we?
Yeah.
So 90 days, bunch of classes, you pay per class or what?
No, it's $5K for a single program. And It's a coaching program with some implementation. And the goal is within 90 days, you have full control over your marketing. You understand how it works. We have fixed the website, fixed the campaign. So while we're fixing it, you're learning at the same time. So it's not an agency model. The agency model is to keep you in the dark and keep charging you every month, right? This model is process over 90 days. And then before the 90 days ends, at some point, ideally, a month in, then you decide, do you want to hire your own virtual assistant? And we strongly recommend yes. We recommend someone working full-time for you.
Full-time?
Full-time for you. Do it because there's a lot of things you'll see in this structure called the content factory. So Google Dennis Yu content factory, and you'll see there's 4 stages. You do the first stage, which is creating content. And the other 3 stages, the virtual assistant manages, which I guess we can talk about in a little bit later, but you can hire someone full-time for $500 a month who's working just for you.
I always thought that once you did all this stuff, then it's done and it really doesn't need to be revisited.
No, the content side and social media marketing and posting and responding to reviews, and there's ongoing functional things that have to happen.
Okay, well,
the building, like once you build a house, you still have to have a maid to come and clean it, right? You still need maintenance.
That would be nice.
Yeah, you don't just buy a car and never have to ever change the oil again or anything like that, right? You still have light maintenance, but you're not going to pay, when you buy a car, you're not going to pay $3,000 a month for the car. I mean, I guess you could if you're leasing it or financing it, but we believe the majority of the effort is in the building of it, but then there's some ongoing maintenance, but it shouldn't be $3,000 a month for maintenance. And what they're doing, it's pure profit for them, because what they're really paying for is account management, which is like a couple $100 a month, a few $100 a month. And that account manager is having to try to make 30 people happy. So the boyfriend that's got, or whatever, 30 girlfriends, you can't do it. But it's pure profit for them. So what they're really doing, the agency model is, it's going to be $100,000 for us to build your Facebook campaigns and website, but we're going to finance it over 30 months.
Yeah.
All the work happened in the beginning, but we're going to finance it. But if I told you, hey, you're going to sit down with me for 2 hours, I'm going to charge you $20,000 to build your Facebook ad campaigns. You say, what? That's ridiculous. Oh, but it's $3,000 a month. Oh, okay.
Now, where is all this information under Marco's website? Like, where would I go to find all this information?
It's on ownyourownmarketing.com. And he's got a full learning management system that has everything in it.
Everything you're talking about?
Yep. And it also includes all of our stuff too.
And you're not partners with them?
I mean, I coach hundreds of young adults like Marco, and I make sure that everything's running well, and eventually to the point where they're hiring heads of operations and other folks. And some of the young adults I've coached are now worth $100 million. And it makes me really proud. I'm like the soccer dad, if you will.
How about soccer brother?
I just want to see people win. I'm a lot older than I look.
Well, it would be totally ideal in transparency and trust building is if you can get into something like this and not have to pay first, see the results, pay for the results.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when we hire people, they need to be paid because they're working an honest wage, when you learn how to do stuff. But I do like the idea of paying for performance. Or you guys, as you mentioned in the very beginning, having a group of other people that you're helping, kind of like whatever, support group of other. Yeah. And talk to folks. Yeah. Pay it forward. Talk to folks like Greg Beebe and ask him what happened. Talk to all the other folks that are either existing or clients that have just left Service Legend and ask them. And that way you can all compare and share notes, kind of like the 3 steps that the AI just told you.
What's his name?
Greg Beebe. Find him on Facebook. He has a lot to say. And he will be a lot less polite than me, perhaps. But
well, I mean, that's not the case. I would just like to get all of our money back from that.
yeah,
And I would like
talk to Greg. This guy, Greg Beebe. Talk to him.
I will look him up. And then we'll take a really good look at what you guys have to offer. And
Yeah.
I don't want to be so naive. I could easily trust you.
Exactly. The first thing is you need to be informed. Talk to these other people. Learn about, we'll give you full access to all the courses, all the programs. Go look at all of it. Sample everything. You want to eat at the buffet? Go walk around the buffet first and look at all the food before you decide to pay.
Yeah, but yeah, you're awesome. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us. How many people do you have to talk to a day?
There's nobody I have to talk to. I retired 20 years ago. It's a Sunday, but I probably talk to a couple dozen people a day.
Where do you live? Do you live in Chicago?
No, I have a big house in Gilbert. I have this place here in Vegas. My mom's in LA, so I have 3 places.
Oh, wow. Okay. We used to live in Chicago and I saw Marco jet skiing.
Oh yeah, we were in Chicago over the 4th, and we were with Creighton. If you know Creighton, probably talk to him too.
We have jet skis. So,
I love jet skis.
well, maybe we'll take you for a ride.
Okay.
We'll meet up with you and have a picnic.
Okay.
someday.
To celebrate. Once you're successful, let's celebrate that you have control, that the business is working well, and you understand how to operate it, and you have all the stats, the operations like Ron was talking about.
Yeah.
Put those systems in place.
I would, if this, like we wouldn't mind spending money on something that, actually worked.
And every business owner says that. And then what is the salesperson going to say to you when you say that?
This thing works.
Oh, well, my stuff is legitimate and it works, of course. And then they make all the big promises, right? Because they just want their commission.
Yeah.
All right, we'll let you go.
All right, Dennis.
Thank
You are awesome. Thanks for taking the time. And I will check into this stuff. I took a few notes. Oh, you recorded this. Could
Yeah,
you
I'll give you the Zoom. Yep, I'm going to give it to you, and then you can go through all the details. Ask any questions you want. Keep me posted.
Sounds good.
Awesome, Jane. Well,
All
happy
right.
Sunday.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.